Anandji is
Dr.
here.
Anand Murugaiah, are you there?
Yes, Guruji, I'm there.
Oh, namaste,
I'm
welcome.
Actually, namaste. I'm on travels right now.
Oh,
I'm traveling.
Oh.
That's why I can't turn the camera on.
okay.
I don't know if I am on time or if I am too early or.
Yeah. No, we can
We can
go ahead.
Yeah, we can get on with our conversation with you.
You're traveling.
And,
If it's okay with you, is that all right with you, Anandji, right now?
Oh, this is perfect.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go ahead.
Okay,
Anandji.
I like to
Yes, Guruji.
start with by introducing him.
Yes, Guruji.
Actually, I asked all the web conference panelists
Yes, Guruji.
to give me brief descriptions about themselves.
Yes, Guruji.
So many people did not send me, but Dawn, who is very meticulous,
Yes, Guruji.
she sent me.
Yes, Guruji.
So, but yesterday during the web conference, we were not meticulous. So we did not say enough about every web conference panelist from the West.
Yes, Guruji.
And so first I want to say something about Dawn, that she is a financial and management consultant, and she is a certified yoga teacher and meditation teacher, and she works for in the capacity of a financial advisor and is the chief financial officer for Panchasya Yoga. She directs the finances of Panchasya Yoga, and she has come very deeply into Amanaska Yoga, and is not a seeker who will go only halfway, and she has got the tenacity of purpose and the clarity of vision to go all the way till the very end, which is a commendable thing.
Yes, Guruji.
And so that is who Marsha Dawn Gill is, and she and her husband attended the retreat in 2014, and ever since then she has been very serious and very committed to her own growth and to the work of Panchasya Yoga and Tat-Tvam-Asi.
Yes,
And so that is why she was with us yesterday.
Yes,
And
thank you, Don.
thank you very much, Dawn. Thank you.
See you in a bit.
And apologize for not saying this yesterday, and similarly apologize to Lakshmi Kumar and Kumarji and others for not mentioning these things yesterday. Even Ricardo ji,
Yes.
we didn't mention enough. Now I want to, because I got a mail from Anandji this morning, so I want to just read out a few sentences because people will understand his background. So Dr. Anand Murugaiah is basically a research scientist and technologist, got his doctoral degree in material science and engineering from Drexel University in Philadelphia in 2014. He has been a senior product development engineer at Momentive Performance Materials and has extensive technical expertise in advanced ceramic materials and in nanomaterials. He has 7 publications and 5 patents for his inventions. He is also the principal investigator for a government funded program for materials development at Momentive. Dr. Murugaiah has been on the path of self-inquiry and has attended a couple of retreats offered by Sankara.
Yes, Guruji.
So that is who he is, and so we are very happy that he is with us. So please start, Anandji.
Thank you, Guruji. I know that I want to keep it to time as well. So my questions are a little rudimentary compared to what others may have asked, because I'm very new to understand Vedic astrology. So one of the early questions I had was between Vedic astrology and meaning Indian systems, which are based on lunar calendar, and the Western approach, which is I've seen as sun signs, Capricorn, Leo, all those things. So what I wanted to understand was, are they the same? Are they similar? Or are they quite different? Is it like two totally different approaches coming to the same conclusion? If you look at sun, I'm a Capricorn.
Okay.
The way the character of a Capricorn is described in sun signs, it fits me very, very well. Very well. And similarly, for some of my friends, reading their based on their sun signs fits them perfectly.
Right.
So that's why my question is to are they different or are they the same? What are the differences?
Okay. So the Western system of astrology uses the tropical zodiac, and the Vedic system of astrology, Vedic astrology, uses the sidereal zodiac of the fixed constellations, and the two zodiacs are displaced one from the other by an angular displacement of about 23 degrees, 24 degrees. So therefore, when actually in the Vedic chart your sun is in Sagittarius, and when I add 23 degrees to your solar position in Sagittarius, I end up with a Capricorn sun. That is how in the Western system they describe the sun sign as Capricorn and not as Sagittarius. Now the Western system of astrology is rather renowned for personality delineation and understanding the personality from the sun sign, whereas the Vedic system is based on the ascendant sign. So it's basically an ascendant sign based system of astrology, and the Vedic system of astrology is divine centric, and the Western system of astrology is not divine centric. The Vedic system of astrology comes along with remedial measures. The Western system of astrology does not have remedial measures. The Vedic system of astrology cannot be divorced from the religious matrix in which it is born, and the Western system of astrology does not have a religious mother matrix in which it has its rest and being. So those are the differences between the system of Vedic astrology and the system of Western astrology. And because the Western astrology has a lot to say about the sun signs, and the personality is coming from the sun signs, they are developed to a very sophisticated degree as a sun sign based system of astrology. That is why when you look at the tally between many of your friends, the personalities of your friends and their charts as sun signs, you find the tally very good and quite accurate. That is the reason for it.
Thank you very much. This is very helpful. Thank you. One of the other questions I had was again, this is pretty rudimentary as well. Historically speaking, when Vedic astrology was established, similarly in the Western systems, maybe Greeks, I guess, was there any cross sharing when people travel, compare notes between the two? Is there any evidence for this that you know of?
Yeah, there is a lot of evidence for this, and we think that the global age and the global civilization was born in 2005 or 2010 or in 2000, because we are witnessing, because of aviation technology having annihilated distance, then people are able to travel through aeroplanes from one continent to another, and so people born in one continent start to live in another continent. So we think the global age is like that. But in the distant past, going back 1000 years, going back 2000 years, the indomitable spirit of man, which cannot be vanquished because he is the Atmic being, so that is limitless potential, man began to travel on land, he began to travel in ships, and he crossed continents. Okay, he didn't have aeroplanes, but he used ships, and he walked, and then he crossed continents, and he became an observer in alien civilizations, learnt the culture of alien civilizations, and obviously notes were compared, obviously. Now if you look at Indian system of astronomy, Vedic astronomy, not Vedic astrology, I am only talking about Vedic astronomy, you find an impact of the Western systems of astronomy on Indian astronomy, and there are so many siddhantas or frameworks of Indian astronomy, and there is a framework called Romaka Siddhanta and and Paulus Siddhanta. Now these are obviously not of Indian origin, but they are coming from the West, coming from Paul and coming from Rome and from sources like that. So there has always been an impact, and similarly the ideas of India have travelled all over the world that we don't have to say anything about it, it's so very well known. And ideas of reincarnation and karma and astrology and Indian mathematics, the zero of Indian mathematics, and the divine centric teachings of India, the Gita and the Vedas and everything have been going all over the world.
Yes.
And so that's always the case, that civilizations are interchanging their knowledge wealth, their religious wealth, they are exchanging, and but there may not be adequate acknowledgement or reflection of this unless we do research. When we start doing research, we will be able to pick up enough testimony and enough proof that there have been these civilizational exchanges going very far back in time.
Again we come back to doing R&D, the importance of R&D.
Right, the importance of R&D.
In Vedic astrology.
Right. We have to create actually a library and an archives of Vedic astrology, which will research not only the astrology of India, but the astrology of Egypt and the astrology of Arabia, the astrology of China.
Yes,
because there are different ancient systems of astrology, and there have to be international conferences where we listen to the viewpoints of others. Now we may be shell shocked when we listen to some of these,
yes,
and they may be shell shocked,
yes,
by what we say, and this is how we may be able to build a global understanding of Vedic astrology.
Yes,
Thank
Anand.
you, in the interest of time, I'll limit myself to one more question. That's okay. The classification of Vedic astrology versus when you go to in India, when you're consulting astrologers, not many actually proclaim either in their the way they describe themselves as Vedic astrologers. They say astrologers. So the question is there a difference between what we call Vedic astrology and just astrology or Jyotisham in India when people go to consult astrologers? So the question is, are all Jyotish in India Vedic astrology, or are there other branches that were developed independent of this, or is there any pure form versus forms that have gotten a little modified over time?
Oh, this is a very good question. All of you are asking such wonderful questions, original question. This is a very good question also. Now you see, the original Vedic astrology is not based on the zodiacal signs. It is a nakshatra based system of astrology. It goes back to the Vedic corpus, the mother matrix from which it took birth. It was born in that cradle, and then it developed legs and started walking out of that cradle. And the original system is nakshatra based. It is not zodiacal sign based, the 12 signs, no, the 27 nakshatras. And its hallmarks are that it is out and out divine centric, and it is the wealth bequeathed to us by the rishis of India, by the sages. I mean, the sages for the Indian civilization are the counterparts of the scientists in the Western civilization. Now the scientists and the thinkers in the Western civilization, they represent what is called creative minority.
Yes.
Creative minority. Now the creative minority in the Vedic civilization, Indian civilization, they are the rishis. So the energy of God comes only through them.
Yes,
that's the meaning of a creative person. The energy of God is operating through him. There's a doorway open there. He's so creative and so receptive to the divine that the divine is using him as an instrument and speaking through him and so on. And so this wealth was given to us by 18 Maharshis of the Vedic tradition, and their names are mentioned in the classical works of Vedic astrology. And this is the original, the ancestor of Vedic astrology, the Pitamaha, the oldest ancestor of Vedic astrology. Now as it keeps travelling down in time, what happens is it suffers an inevitable corruption because of the onslaughts of time, printers' devils, then wrong interpretation by astrologers and by laymen, then mistakes in translation from Sanskrit to one language, from Sanskrit to Hindi, from Hindi to Tamil, Tamil to English. So there are so many ways in which an original text which is very pure, given by Maharshi Parashara or Maharshi Jaimini, it can undergo corruption as it comes down centuries and thousands of years. It's like an avalanche, it has to come down,
Yes.
the ravages of time cascading down thousands of years. And now the corruption that it undergoes is called Shastra Slata. Okay. It's the corruption of the Shastras. Shastra Slata. Slata is, take it as sloth. Okay, it's become tamasic. The whole Shastra become tamasic. It's not a Kamadhenu anymore. It's not a milch cow. It's not yielding fruits. Okay. So now from time to time, there are very creative thinkers, brilliant thinkers, like Professor Vinod Kumar Chaudhary and Professor Krishnamurti, K.S. Krishnamurti of the Krishnamurti Paddhati of Tamil Nadu, and also Dr. B.V. Raman from Karnataka state, who did a revival of Vedic astrology. Not that he was able to give the restore the predictive accuracy of Vedic astrology. Yes. No, that lot fell to Professor Chaudhary to restore the predictive accuracy and the analytical clarity. But the salvaging and bringing Vedic astrology into the mainstream and making people open their eyes and acknowledge, at least with some skepticism and misgivings, that is the work of Dr. B.V. Raman. So a lot of people have contributed to it, yes, contributed to this renaissance of the Vedic wealth and the Vedic culture and the Vedic Shastras and all of that. And from time to time, every 100 years, every 200 years, a great thinker is born. Like Professor Chaudhary, then Professor Krishnamurti, then Dr. B.V. Raman for renaissance of Vedic astrology, then Seshadri Iyer, and going back 200 years, Venkatesha Devagnya, the author of Sarvartha Chintamani, then go to 6th century AD, Kalyana Varma, who was a king, author of Saravali.
Each one playing a different role.
No, each one interpreting and giving meaning, like how we are all interpreting and giving meaning. Yes. Each one researching, each one making sense out of it, each one adding more light, each one understanding and digesting.
Yes.
So, so this is happening. And what was your question, Anandji?
Are they all following
Right,
the same
right. So what's happened is, like a banyan tree, there is a central trunk. The central trunk is the original ancestral Vedic astrological knowledge. Now, so many aerial branches are developing every century as the tree grows and develops. They are the various systems, but they are all born to the mother trunk, to the central trunk. Yes. It's very much like a banyan tree.
Yes.
And sometimes a certain branch is born in Karnataka only, sometimes in Kerala only, sometimes in Tamil Nadu only. So like that. So today if you see, like we have 32 Panchangas in India.
Yes.
And we have got, I'm sure we have got 100 systems of astrology in India today. They may not be accurate, some of them may be very accurate also. Like we have seen so many Vedic astrologers giving on the spot sutras. Yes. We are all shell shocked by it, like that. So it's a country of great diversity, country of great plurality, and where there is tremendous intellectual freedom in India for you to think and develop as you like. So Hinduism itself, if you take, Hinduism is like, from my point of view, 100 religions. It's a banyan tree. Only the central trunk is the Vedas. And every time there is an aerial route. Sri Vaishnavism, then Shankara's Advaita, then Madhvacharya's Visishta Advaita, then Ramanuja's Visishta Advaita, then Madhvacharya's Dvaita. So like that, from time to time there is a renaissance, there is a new route, there is a new growth and development. Yes. So this is a very, very vast thing, and we need to do more research.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you very much for the answers. Since I'm traveling, I also have to rush to another location.
Okay.
If this is all right, I will sign off. And thank you very much for the opportunity.
No. We have to thank you. Thank you for your time, and thank you for taking the pains to come and be with us. You have asked very good questions, and we wish you were here for a longer time, but doesn't matter. I will let you go and happy Christmas and New Year for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
It hardly matters.
Thank you, Anandji.